Live from Washington, D.C., Jay Sekulow Live. Phone lines are open for your questions right now. And now, Chief Counsel for the American Center for Law and Justice, Jay Sekulow.
Hey, welcome back to the broadcast, everyone. So we've taken you through, this is on the emailed, we now know that we have Elizabeth Carlisle is the code name for Attorney General, that was her alias for Attorney General Lynch on the Clinton meeting with the Loretta Lynch on the tarmac in Phoenix, Arizona. We've taken you through day one. You showed that within about an hour, it already went from the Office of Public Affairs to the Deputy Attorney General of the United States. An hour later, it reached the Attorney General of the United States, this whole scandal, and how they were going to cover it. And then a whole lot of discussions about talking points and the development of talking points. Those reached the Attorney General of the United States. They knew, Logan, at that point, they had on their hands a perceived policy, not just policy, public relations nightmare.
Let's go to Donald, who's calling on line 3 in Houston, Texas.
Hi, Donald.
Thanks for taking my call. A longtime supporter. Appreciate you taking the call. You guys are doing great work. Here's my question for you, sir, is that, we are, as general populace, we follow the rule of law. We believe in justice. We think that things, would shake out, that the legal system would play out to bring these people to justice. But we're so inured, we're so accustomed to these people wiggling out or something happening at a higher level that we don't see any traction on these type of cases.
Well, here you do, Donald. And here you're seeing traction because we actually got the documents. We're able to lay out a timeline of we're taking you inside the Department of Justice when they're in panic mode over this. This may have cost Hillary Clinton the election. I mean, this is one of those issues that could have, we know it played very significantly. And putting the politics aside, we're taking you inside to show you what took place here. And it's pretty breathtaking within hours of what was spinning. Yeah. We haven't even gone to the media day yet when the news media started picking up. This is just internally what's been going on here.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, remember, you had this being done right before Hillary Clinton was going to provide testimony to the FBI, not under oath, and then 2 days after that, so within this week, 2 days after that, Jim Comey, for that first time, closed the investigation. That appeared to be a huge win for the Clinton campaign. So this strategy ultimately looked like it may have been worth taking this hit to get the Comey investigation cleared out. But what later happened was that Jim Comey, getting more information, then he reopened it. So it ultimately, this became a huge negative that dogged the Clinton campaign up until Election Day. And you could point to this as maybe one of those turning points as well, when the left started realizing that this campaign, by utilizing Bill Clinton, it may be time to, I think they were saying, retire him from the campaign trail. It may have been good at it once before, but was making gaffe and just bad decisions after bad decision. And this appears to be one of those. I mean, where he initiated this, it appears. The Attorney General did not respond in the appropriate way, but it's a power play by a former president. And because of it, the whole investigation was put with a huge, question mark. She never recused herself either.
No, she never recused herself from this issue, period. Never actually recused, said she will take the advice of her leadership. Meanwhile, her leadership was fully involved in this. We've already put this at the Deputy Attorney General level. So if you're just joining us again, we filed a major federal lawsuit. We started getting responses. We're going back to court on this, though, because we don't have all the responses yet. We got a lot more ahead when we come back from the break, but let me just tell you this. If you've ever seen the work of the ACLJ in action, there it is. Your support of the ACLJ makes a huge difference. We're in a matching challenge campaign. You can participate at ACLJ.org. That's ACLJ.org, or call it in at 1-877-989-2255. That's 877-989-2255 or ACLJ.org. Any amount you donate, we get a matching gift for.
It is a critical time for our nation, and the American Center for Law and Justice is on the front lines, defending life and liberty, engaging the issues that matter most to you and your family. Whether it's working to protect Americans from the dangers of radical Islam and the persecution of Christians, to defending life at the U.S. Supreme Court, to protecting your religious and constitutional freedoms, We could not do this work without you, without your support. And now your support can really make a tremendous difference. For a limited time, you can participate in the ACLJ Matching Challenge. If you make a gift now, it will be doubled. $25 becomes $50. A $100 gift becomes $200. Please stand with the ACLJ right now and call 1-877-989-2255. That's 1-877-989-2255, or go online at aclj.org. Thank you for your support.
Hey, welcome back to the broadcast. So we showed you that within 2 days, this issue of the Clinton-Lynch discussion meeting at the tarmac reached the Attorney General's office within hours. It also reached the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which was a bit of a surprise here. And because the FBI had told us previously in correspondence that they had no information responsive to this inquiry. Well, that ended up not being the case. So now you ask yourself, what has happened here? And what has happened here, they're in full public relations panic mode, and we haven't even gotten to, which I'm about to do, what happened on the 30th.
Yeah, there are some comments coming in, questions going, great, we have all this information, so what? What do you do now with it?
Well, what you do is you got the information. We have been able to disclose what was going on. Now, we don't have the redacted document as to what they actually said, and her statement was very innocuous. So there was an awful lot of activity going on, right, for a statement that said basically we talked about grandchildren and we talked about golf. So why did you have all this discussion going on internally at the Department of Justice if that's all you talked about? Now I'm going to go through and tell you what the media did. So what this has done is showed what was going on within the Department of Justice and how high this had reached. But now you're going to get into, people want to know what does it mean next? Here's the media. Subject line, more on the Clinton meeting. This is on June 30th, so it's 2 days after this is broken, 11:33 a.m. Matt Zapowski of the Washington Post emails Newman from the Office of Public Affairs and Lewis from the Office of Public Affairs and states, quote, "My editors are pretty interested in it, and I'm hoping I can put it to rest by answering just a few more questions about how the meeting came about, who approached who, and how did they realize they were in the same place." The editors were interested. He wants to, quote, Jordan, put it to rest.
Yeah, and that's because, remember, just to remind people, the night before at 11:37 p.m., this was on June 29th, he actually updated the paragraph in his story to take that out. We don't know what that out was, reflecting that you willing providing transcripts and added a bit about career prosecutors. So the Washington Post was editing their story already the night before to reflect
the Department of Justice.
Per Department of Justice instructions.
So that was 11:35. At 2:10 in the afternoon, another email chain. This time, New York Times question on Lynch-Clinton meeting. Mark Lander of the New York Times emailed Newman, again, Office of Public Affairs for the Department of Justice, and stated, "I'm a White House correspondent at the New York Times, and I've been, quote, pressed into service to write about the questions being raised by Attorney General's meeting with Bill Clinton." Pressed into service.
Yeah.
Not happy about being pressed into service, but being pressed into service nonetheless.
No, because remember, all these are liberal journalists that all want Hillary Clinton to win the presidential election. They all see the bigger picture here is not so much lynched. I mean, they'll do whatever to play this down. The bigger picture, and you're not going to see that in the discussion because these are staff concerned about their own boss, the Attorney General. The bigger picture for these journalists is the upcoming presidential election and the fact that they want Donald Trump to lose and they want Hillary Clinton to win, and this reflects poorly on Hillary Clinton and her campaign.
All right, let me take you through the next scenario of events that took place over 2 days. Later that day on June 30th, the unit chief for the National Press Office, and now you're at the highest level, at the Office of Public Affairs, emails Peter Carr of the DOJ Office of Public Affairs, forwarding another request for information from the Washington Post regarding the meeting under the subject line, quote, security details coordinated between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. On July 1st, 2016 now, next day, 11:20 a.m., more questions. Portnoy, the Office of Associate Attorney General, states FBI is asking for guidance on this question as well on media questions regarding reports that FBI ordered no pictures, no photographs. Logan, at that point, when you got the FBI, now the FBI has been, by the way, brought into this. They ordered the no photographs. They now know they are in a mess.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. We got a lot of calls on it. If we want to go ahead and take some calls, we want to keep going.
But I need to finish up the time. Go ahead and take a call, then I'll finish up the timeline.
All right. Yeah, I just want to clear some out before we get to the next segment. Let's go to Carol, who's calling on line 2, in Oakland, California.
Hey, Carol.
Hi. What is in store for our country if the FBI is corrupt? And are they allowed to redact information when you requested it?
Well, we think the information they redacted is not subject to the rules on redaction. In other words, this is not national security matters. It's not that kind of process. It should not be. They should not have redacted it. So what we're doing is I've instructed our legal team, same case, back to court today. We're filing motions today and tomorrow, demanding access to the redacted material because now we know, as I just said, on July 1st, so this has all happened within 3 days, that the FBI is asking for guidance as well. So the FBI trying to stay out of this, when they said they had no information, Jordan, that was a completely false statement.
Well, and I want to remind people, FBI agents protect the Attorney General.
Yep.
So when they write in this that the FBI is asking for guidance on this question, that the FBI ordered no pictures, it would have been those FBI agents who find her, they provide the Attorney General's security detail. So the FBI was involved in this meeting while they are investigating the wife of the former president and the Attorney General, and they of course came to the conclusion. I don't think they wanted this out there either. That let's not photograph this, guys. Let's not photograph this Bill and Loretto, because if we photograph this, then everyone will know. They didn't realize at the time the media, local media, had already realized this was going on.
All right, so let me take it a step.
They were trying to hide this.
Yeah,
they were trying to hide that this meeting ever occurred.
Now let me take you through this is on July 1st, and these three are very, very important. So now we know it's at the FBI, folks. Let me take it 3 more levels. At 1:23 on July 1st, the counselor to the Attorney General responds completely redacted. We don't know what that response is. We're going in for that. On July 1st, now at 1:24, 1 minute later, there's a response to that email. Says, thanks for the quick response. I will let Rybicki know. Jim Rybicki was the chief of staff and senior counselor to guess who? FBI Director Jim Comey. So he was aware of this on July 1st on an email chain. Last email we have, FBI just called. OPA, Office of Public Affairs officials discuss redact, and it's redacted. And FBI received a call and is looking for guidance to know if we will provide any comment on this. On media questions regarding reports that the FBI ordered no pictures. That is the last response we have in our document chain. What we've showed is the cover-up of cover-ups that we've been able to uncover. Now, there's still information redacted, so we're back in court on this. But, folks, those of you that support the ACLJ, this is what it's all about at the end of the day. And this was a guy. I want to thank our entire team here. What a great job, and our media team as well. But I'm gonna turn this. Believe me, we're gonna lay this out because you've got to understand the political follow-up of what took place here. Look, let's try to grab a couple more calls. I'm going to try to get the calls. We took you through it. We're going to be covering a lot this week. Obviously, this is big, big news all over the country right now.
All right, let's go to Doug in Texas. Pretty simple question to answer. Doug, you're on the air.
I just had a quick question. Why is it not illegal for these government officials to have alias accounts? I mean, you don't have an alias.
Using alias allegedly for security reasons, but yet she signed it. She signed it, AG Lynch. So, I mean, it's not much security.
No, it's not. I mean, it's supposed to be so that people can't it's much tougher to guess their emails, to inundate their email inboxes. And then, again, if they're hacked, then it's tougher for people to identify what email addresses are the actual Attorney General of the United States because they would be receiving so much classified information. So it's not illegal, but no one disclosed what her actual email alias was until our FOIA exposed it. So though she had acknowledged through her attorney in the past that she had an email alias like Eric Holder's who people knew. It was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's name before he converted to Islam.
Lou Alcindor.
In this case, people knew she had one but didn't know what it was. This ended up being, I believe it's her grandmother's name. So she was hiding that. I think it all goes to hiding. The FBI saying, I mean, I'm just kind of noticing that for the first time because there's so much here, Dad. The FBI saying, no photos. They don't realize at the time, those agents, that the media has seen, local media has already got a handle that this meeting may be happening. And they were trying to say no photos, which means, you know what, if they would have gotten their way, no one would have ever known that the former president, whose wife was under investigation and giving testimony that weekend, met with the Attorney General of the United States on private aircraft in a secret meeting. And what they wanted to be was a secret meeting that no one ever knew about, including, and the FBI agents were willing to be part of that.
It's unreal. They
were willing to say, I mean, if they were really doing their job, they'd say, take the photo. Because people need to see that you did this while we're doing an investigation, not hide it. But they knew that hiding it would be better for people like Jim Comey. He only had to address it after it was public.
This is what we have uncovered here is...
we can play Comey.
Yeah, let's go play it.
This was just back a month and a half ago, in June, when he was testifying before Senate Bite 23.
Was your decision influenced by the Attorney General's tarmac meeting with the former President Bill Clinton?
Yes, in a ultimately conclusive way. That was the thing that capped it for me, that I had to do something separately to protect the credibility of the investigation, which meant both the FBI and the Justice Department.
But his FBI agents were the ones who were trying to make sure that no one ever found out about this.
Yeah, so this is you talk about the cover of covers and double dealing here. I mean, this is unreal, folks. We are just beginning. Your support of the ACLJ makes a huge difference. We're in a matching challenge campaign. You can participate at ACLJ.org. That's ACLJ.org, or call it in at 1-877-989-2255. That's 877-989-2255 or ACLJ.org. Any amount you donate, we get a matching gift for.
It is a critical time for our nation, and the American Center for Law and Justice is on the front lines, defending life and liberty, engaging the issues that matter most to you and your family. Whether it's working to protect Americans from the dangers of radical Islam and the persecution of Christians, to defending life at the U.S. Supreme Court, to protecting your religious and constitutional freedoms, we could not do this work without you, without your support. And now your support can really make a tremendous difference. For a limited time, you can participate in the ACLJ Matching Challenge. If you make a gift now, it will be doubled. $25 becomes $50. A $100 gift becomes $200. Please stand with the ACLJ right now and call 1-877-989-2255. That's 1-877-989-2255, or go online at aclj.org. Thank you for your support.
Big win in federal court. We're still doing the analysis of it, still putting the timelines together, and we'll continue to, hopefully by tomorrow, we'll have an even more complete one, including when the DOJ said, oh, only Fox News is covering, or maybe a line or two from CBS, so we don't have to worry about this. And then, of course, it kept getting bigger and bigger. When this thing broke, what happened was the timeline I gave you was over basically 72 hours. This moved very, very quickly internally. Externally, they were trying everything they could do to clamp it down. We didn't include in there the ABC.
Some of it's in there, not the Fox part, but the if you go to June 29th, 2016.
10:31 a.m. between the Office of Public Affairs and the Office of Deputy Attorney General. I also talked to an ABC producer who noted they aren't interested, even if Fox runs with it. Given this, we are still holding the prepared statement.
And then later on June, same day at 8:11, on the email chain, here's the TV clip, AG community policing trip to L.A. Here's CBS. He just says a few lines about the meeting. So basically that a meeting happened between the Attorney General Lynch. That was the mainstream coverage. Now, ultimately, more media got on this.
Yes.
Because of the effect of the campaign.
Yep.
So this became a question Hillary Clinton had to answer.
I'd like to get for tomorrow's broadcast where this came up from other media sources.
President Trump bringing it up, Hillary Clinton having to address it
press
as well,
conferences where they had to do it. Bill Clinton. I think that's very, very important. We'll have that for tomorrow's broadcast. All right, Logan, let's try to. People have been holding for a long time. Try to get as many calls as we can here.
All right, let's go to Alan in New Jersey on line 5. You're on the air.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, Jay. How are you?
Good, sir.
Jay, you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Love what you do. Love what Judicial Watch does also.
Yep, they did a great job, too.
They do a great job. Jay, when is with all the digging that you guys have done and all the facts that have been brought out about Lynch, the meeting on the tarmac, everything to do with Hillary Clinton's emails, is there any possibility that this can push all this Russia nonsense out of the headlines of the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, MSNBC?
Alan, I understand what you're saying. Look, this was, you know who covered this extensively, and we appreciate it? Besides the networks that carry this broadcast, and we appreciate every one of these radio stations we're on. And of course, we're able to broadcast on Facebook and Roku and all the other sources. You know who covered this? Fox News.
And Fox Business.
And Fox Business, yep. They did a great job of covering it. Now, we're going to look to see if the other networks picked this up at all. Daily Caller picked it up, some of the Washington Examiner, so some of the Washington Inside the Beltway stuff. But no,
conservative.
Yes.
And Free Beacon and others.
Because this is not a story they want out.
No, because Washington Post and New York Times are implicated in it as looking like they were part of playing
collusion.
Yes, collusion.
I couldn't resist. All right, let's take another call, Logan.
All right, continuing on again in order. Let's go to Linda in Falls Church, Virginia.
Hi, Linda. Go ahead.
Hi. I have 3 points and one question.
Yep.
Okay, number one, we've got people who are holdovers from the Obama administration embedded in the FBI, including Mueller's been a big Democratic donor and all this kind of stuff.
Actually, Bob Mueller I don't think that's not true. Bob Mueller's not a big Democratic donor.
Democrat donors
on his team. Yes, but he's not a Democratic donor, and I'm not getting into a discussion about that. That's not. Go ahead with your point you wanted to make. Oh, you're gone. Okay.
Never mind.
Not. All right, because you didn't like my answer. My answer was the truth.
Luis in Florida.
The special counsel is not a Democratic donor. That's not correct.
The only donation he ever given was to a Republican candidate in Massachusetts for governor.
Line 6, Luis in Florida. You're on the air.
Hi, Luis.
Hello. Thank you for your work. We see you in Hannity at Fox.
I'll be there tonight. That's the plan, anyways.
Number one. What can the president, our president, order the Attorney General to investigate Loretta Lynch and all the illegalities that the Clinton has done? And if he can, why doesn't he?
First of all, the order, this is not a situation where the president would have to order anything, because there may well be an investigation going on right now and we wouldn't know it. I mean, the idea in this, despite what happened last week when they said, well, the grand jury issued subpoenas in the Russia probe, which you're not supposed to know was going on, these are not supposed to be done in public. So it could be that this is being investigated now for all we know.
Well, like the unmasking.
Yeah, because there's a lot more than just this. Right.
So you've got a lot of this, I think, combined in what is likely is an investigation going on. We know that Congress has called on the Department of Justice to open investigations.
And asked for Loretta Lynch to testify.
Yes. So, I mean, I expect that there's at least some kind of beginning investigation. We're only 6.5 months into this administration. This would be massive undertaking, and at a time when they've got to clamp down on the leaks. So we did learn from the Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein that there is a special FBI division now.
What we were calling for, a unit just for leaks.
So they're just kind of getting up to full working speed.
So, Logan, do you think what was going on here when you look at the timeline? We'll grab these two other calls, but when you were going through the timeline, they were in full tough mode here.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of as expected if something like this breaks. I mean, in politics, it's not like people sit around and dilly-dally. A lot of people are going fast. I mean, you know personally, it's continual emails and calls, but this is a bit crazier.
but this was not supposed to be politics.
Right. This was a bit more
That's what they were doing. This was the Department of Justice and the FBI trying to, first thing they tried to do with FBI was try to make it like this meeting never happened. So Jim Comey acted like this was such a big deal to him. His team was trying to make it so that no one ever knew about it.
We're going to get into all of that tomorrow on the broadcast. We're going to the Jim Comey comments afterwards, what they said during the command. We're going to, believe me, we're explaining all of this. You just need to know how your government works, folks. All right, let's go and grab another call.
All right, Vicky's calling in Pittsburgh. You're on the airline too.
Hey, Vicky, go ahead.
Hi, Jay.
Yep.
I like half of the country, am so frustrated. We know about all the corruption, and more keeps coming out, but nothing is ever done. And I would like to know if when something is going to be done, or if we can do anything.
Well, this is being done because now that we've got this information, we're making this available to you, the American people. What that means is you know what's going on inside of your government, and we're still just we're really at phase one of this. We just got these documents, folks, on Thursday, and we're going back into court to get more documents. This is phase one of this litigation, so there's going to be a lot more here. We're going to get that redacted statement, but we're going to build out the narrative this entire week of what happened.
All right, let's go last call of the day. Naomi in Colorado. All
right, Naomi, you're the last caller. Go ahead.
My question is, I just thank you guys for your wisdom and revelation to the people and all the Sekulows and the ACLJ. When this event happened in 2016, and I heard the collusion of the FBI with this, I really lost all faith in the Justice Departments of our nation, the FBI and the DOJ. How on earth do we restore our faith in the policing of our nation?
Well, you've got an attorney general like Jeff Sessions now. You've got a brand new FBI director in Chris Wray, and they go back to restoring our trust. It's a very important agency, and there are a lot of agents that most of the people do a great job defending us and protecting our country. And so when you have these things, these are the outliers. But we got to point out those outliers when they take place, and that's what happened here.
Yeah, these are the swamp actors. These are the political hacks within who are only there not to carry out the mission of the FBI. Most FBI agents who are in the line of duty in the field, they're doing a great job. Same with the intelligence agencies. It's the Washington crowd.
Right.
They're the problems. The D.C. offices.
That's going to do it for the broadcast today, folks. Again, if you've ever seen the ACLJ at work, this is an example of it in federal court to get this document, to get government transparent. That's what we're working on here. We encourage you to support the work of the ACLJ. We're in a matching challenge campaign. You can do that at aclj.org. That's aclj.org. And any amount you donate, we get a matching gift for. Or you can call us at 1-877-989-2255 and call in your pledge that way. 877-989-2255 or aclj.org. We'll see you next week.
It is a critical time for our nation, and the American Center for Law and Justice is on the front lines, defending life and liberty, engaging the issues that matter most to you and your family. Whether it's working to protect Americans from the dangers of radical Islam and the persecution of Christians, to defending life at the U.S. Supreme Court, to protecting your religious and constitutional freedoms, we could not do this work without you, without your support. And now your support can really make a tremendous difference. For a limited time, you can participate in the ACLJ Matching Challenge. If you make a gift now, it will be doubled. $25 becomes $50. A $100 gift becomes $200. Please stand with the ACLJ right now and call 1-877-989-2255. That's 1-877-989-2255 or go online at aclj.org. Thank you for your support.